Gamers, Tom here with a new series, BattleTech, BTA 3062, BattleTech Advanced 3062. It's the Paradox BattleTech game. Actually, I don't know. Actually, let me look up the. Let's see, who is the actual developer of this? Checking their store page on Steam real quick. Harebrained Schemes is the developer. Publisher was Paradox Interactive. The game itself is very cool. I would recommend picking up on a Steam sale. You know, if you're kind of curious about it. If you haven't really dove into this at all. The BattleTech game's got a campaign that you can play through. Story campaign. It's got a pretty cool storyline. If you're familiar with BattleTech, or if you're not familiar with BattleTech at all, I should say, it's a futuristic world. This is the actual year that we're in this particular mod. But the game itself starts in like 3015, 3020 or something like that. 1,000 years in the future, or humans have colonized a good portion of the universe. And to kind of cut a long story short, there's hundreds, if not actually, I think thousands of worlds that are colonized. And humanity has developed these huge machines called BattleTechs, BattleMechs rather. They use them to propagate their warfare. They're huge machines. They are able to take entire planets and stuff like that. Basically, what you're doing in this game is you're combating against other battle mechs, also vehicles. Well, actually, I think that's it in the campaign. Once you finish the story campaign, you can then do a career where you start over. Don't have the storyline campaign anymore, but you're basically a mercenary captain, where you're creating a group of getting a group of people together to field your own lance of battle mechs out on the field. Lance being 4 mechs. And just basically trying to survive, make money, go around and kill stuff, get better equipment. Mechs range in weight from anywhere from 20 tons up to 100 tons, from a light category to an assault category. And these are all if you get the season pass, you get these 3 different DLC, which are all pretty cool in their own right for each one. The game, you can keep playing for a while, though I think it might end at a certain point. Because around late 3049, the clans come. And again, long story short, the clans are a group of humans that 500 or several hundred years earlier, I think maybe 500 years earlier, took off on their own because they were tired of all the squabbling and regicide going on between all the different houses in the settled world. So they went to find their own way, and they did. They created their own set of rules and regulations. They have a bunch of different groups that all have different names, and they came back in late 3049 and invaded the inner sphere. About a year and a half, they took over a good 1/6 of the inner sphere, the whole entire area that's been populated, the known world that's been known universe that's been populated. This mod, the BTA mod, advances that timeline by a good 10 years there. So we have more different types of mechs, newer mechs. The inner sphere is actually on a pretty even par with the clans for the most part. Kind of, their equipment's still not as good as clan, but they're there. In a one-on-one type fight, it comes down to skill and experience. And in this mod, you're basically just doing the same thing as what career mode is in BattleTech. You're just creating a mercenary company. You're improving, getting better vehicles, better mechs, and just trying to make as much money and survive in this harsh world. There's a lot of cool stuff. We'll get into it, as we play through here. But I think I already have started. Yes, I already have started here. So let's go ahead and just jump right into this. Actually, yes, let's say continue. That'll get us right to where we need to be. it'll take a while to load up here because this mod is pretty intense. I would recommend, if you haven't played BattleTech, get it. You'll trust me, it's a game that you'll certainly enjoy. It's a very tactical type game. There's some strategy involved as well because you're having to deal with paying for your repair of your vehicles, buying new equipment, buying new mechs, getting new pilots, paying their salaries, all kinds of different stuff. There's a whole entire money aspect, so you know, there's an accounting aspect to the game, but the real meat and on the bones is all of the mech on mech type combat that goes on. It's really cool. Get the DLC, and then once you're complete with the campaign, there's 3 different mods that change the whole entire aspect of the game. BTA 3062 is kind of in the dead set middle of those 3. There's BX, BattleTech Extended. That's kind of a lighter version of BTA 3062. Not too familiar with it, but I know it's a little bit easier to deal with. And then there's a Rogue Tech, ROGUE Tech, that is considered much more difficult. Yeah, so if you like the game and you play this mod, and you're like, I need something more difficult, Rogue Tech is what you need. It has more fiddly bits, more stuff going on, more equipment. There's all kinds of different stuff that you got to worry about. But it's for those that are really into BattleTech and all that. The game itself is based off a board game, tabletop game called BattleTech that was done by FASA, FASA, right? Yeah. Back in the 90s. Really cool. I used to play it myself when I was much younger. You had miniatures, and you would put on a battle map, hexagonal battle map. Then you would move the miniatures around based upon their weight and what type of engine they had and stuff that determined how many actual squares they could move in a walk or a run or sprint, if you will. But here's the layout of the game. It's how much money we currently are having to pay each month. So we got a monthly financial obligation to take care of, which is paying for the ship itself. This huge thing we're paying for, the Argo. This is our main ship that takes us from system to system, and this is our drop ship. This thing with the little wings on here. This is our drop ship that actually carries our mechs into battle. We'll land on a planet like behind us here. But this is how much we're going to pay for the ship itself, pay for the upkeep of the Argo, pay for salaries for everybody, and that's also, every 30 days, every month you gotta pay for it. If you hit 0, if you come to a month and you don't have enough money to pay for your stuff, game over. That's it. Our pilots have a morale. The higher the morale, the quicker that they are able to utilize special tactics that they have available to them. As your guys gain experience, depending upon what path that you decide to take them on, you can spend experience points on your pilots in order to do some cool stuff in game. This is how many tech points we have in medical and repairing our mechs. The higher the better. It basically just reduces the amount of time it takes to repair mechs or repair people. Or not just repair, but let's say you've got a brand new spanking mech, but you want to put different weapons in it. It takes time to pull out the old and put in new. You can see our funds. This is my name, by the way, up here. We can check our score, but the score doesn't really matter in this overall. That's the total number of points you could possibly earn. You get points based upon like how much money you've got, how much time you spent, how many systems you've explored, all kinds of different stuff. But not really what I get into. And even though it says we've only got over 2,000 days remaining, I don't think there's an end time. You can keep playing forever and ever. The funds, total amount of money we have currently is here. C-bills is what it's called. Comcast, Comstar bills. Comstar is a religious organization that is kind of like Switzerland of the Inner Sphere. Inner Sphere being the name of the known universe that we're in, and we'll see that in just a moment. This is what we got going on for our timeline here. One of the things I did right off the start was I wanted to get the Argo power conduits upgraded. I'll show you that too about the specifics on what we can do with this big ship here. You can see it's like missing parts and whatnot. There's a lot of repairs and a lot of stuff we'll need to add to, and I believe it fills in all this stuff too over time. We got our financial report, and as we got stuff in here where there's people being injured, people away for something, mechs that need to be repaired or changed out or whatever, it'll show up in our timeline here what we need, what's going on. This is the system that we're in. It's a clan wolf, which is one of the clan groups that we're currently on right now. Dioso, it's basically a moon. There's missions we can pick up here that will pretty much be against clan wolf, but there's some missions that can be against other groups as well. Basically, since you're a mercenary, you're for hire. There's groups that are like, hey, come work for us. Here's what we need done, and we'll pay you X amount. And also, you can pick salvage, any components off of mechs or even whole mechs themselves, parts of mechs themselves. You can pull off the battlefield. Pretty much self-explanatory here. We're in orbit of the planet here. If we were in transit to someplace else, it would be showing that. This is an actual drop ship. This is the Leopard class, I believe, that's here that actually brings us down to the planet. But this is a big drop ship that will that houses all of this basically. The barracks, the mech bay, engineering's on here, navigation, command staff's here, quarters, all kinds of stuff is all in here. While we're here at Dioso, we can go check out the hiring hall. We got some mech pilots that we can hire. There's a group called the Mercenary Rating Board, MRB, that rates mercenary groups. It's kind of like oh gosh, I'm trying to think of like an example, like a consumer goods, or not consumer goods. What's the name of the magazine that's like neutral, but buys stuff and reviews them? It's kind of like that, where they just review everybody. They're not beholden to anybody at all. They don't take bribes or anything like that. They take their cut out of every mission that you do and stuff like that. But they they give you a review rating based upon how well you're doing, how trustworthy you are. Do you complete your objectives that you're supposed to? Do you wantonly kill civilians on the ground? Things like that might negatively or positively impact your rating. We'll see what our rating is momentarily, but you can see some of these here.
Good to go.
It says like this guy here, to get this, we need to have a 500 rating or higher.
Receiving you.
This guy, we need to have a 200.
Receiving you.
Go with Giant there.
Receiving you.
But there's others that we can't pick up. And you'll notice, the reason why is, you can take a quick look here. These are their skills. You get gunnery, piloting, guts, and tactics. These are your 4 skills that a pilot will have. The higher the number, the better. 10, I want to say, is the highest you can get. It's anywhere from 1 to 10 points that you can get. So yeah, like this person, obviously,
Confirmed.
you need to have a higher MRB rating, because they got 21 points total. So they're not going to go work for, they're not going to work for me because they're like, nah, I'm too good for you guys. But you'll notice they also have some pretty cool abilities here. These guys don't, but these little symbols in here correspond to abilities that they have. They're different affinities for different things. We'll see that in just a moment as well. We can also get not only mech pilots, but we can get like a Giant
Standing
here.
by.
They can drive a vehicle. There are tanks in this game, so you do need pilots to handle those, because we can actually get vehicles, tanks that will zoom around on the map and have their own weapon platform. Don't worry about heat, things like that. See how much he's worth. How much we gotta pay per month, and this is how much we gotta basically pay him up front. Say here, 55K. Come work for us. There's no pilots we really want to take at this point in time, because we'll do that eventually down the road. We can can also take a look at the store. There's probably not much here, but we can purchase things like different weapons. You'll notice some of them are color coded. The color determines the type of weapon that it is. Green stands for like energy weapons. Blue is for like ballistics. This yellow tan stands for support type weapons. These things right here, they're basically just close in type stuff is what they are. With an exception here in 3062, this mod, we do get a different type of vehicle, like elementals. These are called. These are basically person-piloted heavy suits that basically go around them, that have weapons on them and stuff like that. They're able to even work out in space. They're like huge space suits, but they're like armored and stuff like that, and weapons on them and whatnot. But anyway, you get support weapons. You've got your different missile type weapons here. I'm sure, missile weapons. You got your energy weapons here. They all do different things. Ballistic weapons. Won't need necessarily get into all the specifics on this here, but yeah, we can kind of see some of it. We got a tank. They've got artillery on them. It's a sniper artillery, and also they got a bunch of machine guns that allow them to kind of defend against anybody that's trying to get in close on them. But the idea is that they're going to sit back and lob shells. Here's the battle armor. That's what BA is, battle armor. They've got different weapons. This is a group of 5. You're basically getting 5 people. This may actually just be 4 people here. 1, 2, 3, 0. Yeah, there's only 4 people in this group. They have their own weapons. A battle claw for hand-to-hand type stuff. Basically, they can jump on mechs and start peeling apart their armor. Also got small lasers, short range, but nonetheless range. We got Chaparral, another missile tank. They got 2 lasers for close-in type combat. They've got SRM short-range missiles, which longer range than medium laser, but missile type stuff. Arrow 4 is their artillery. It'll actually lob artillery shells, just like the ballista has got a sniper artillery. That's what the Arrow 4 is basically as well. And we got another battle armor thing here too. These have medium recoilless rifles. So they each all do different stuff. We'll get to the specifics once we get more into that here. Here's our contracts we can pick up. The skull rating is how difficult it is. And you notice, as we're hovering over stuff, pretty much everything has some sort of tooltip. So this is great. This isn't the add-on. The add-on does utilize it for any of the add-on items and things that are specific to it, but this is in the base game as well. So when you're playing, there's a tutorial that gives you some all the general things that are going on that you need to do. But these tooltips will pop up, and you can learn about all kinds of different stuff in the game that you want. But anyway, we're just starting, so we probably want to stick to half skull missions. 1.5 and 2 skull missions are probably going to be too difficult for us, and the reason for that is we're just starting. We'll get to that in just a moment here. We can see our barracks. This is our group of pilots that we have here. We've got 4, 8, 10 total, including myself. This is me, Lightfingers. It's a person I just picked randomly here to go ahead and play. This is the special abilities I was talking about here. In each trait that you've got here, gunnery, piling, guts, tactics, you get to a certain point and spend so many points, and you'll see there's like a box here. Each of these boxes have a option. You can choose one of a couple of things that you'll then focus in on that. Like for instance, gunnery, I've already chosen that I'll be a battle lord, meaning that once I've got enough resolve points, that's tied to that morale that we have here. Once our morale is high enough in a battle, and I've earned enough resolve points, I can then burn 20 resolve points to do the battle lord, basically beefing up my weapons a bit, so that way greater chance to hit. They also generate a bunch of heat too, which again we'll see in a battle what heat means. But there's other things that we can choose all throughout here. You can't get all these. You're only allowed well, 3 total. So you can, I forget exactly how this works. I'm focusing on gunnery here, so I mean I can pick this, but since you can only get 3 different cool abilities, you could get 3 abilities and 3 traits, but that's it. Or you get 2 abilities in 1 trait, 1 ability, 1 other trait, or get all 3 abilities in one trait. And these top level, these tier 10 traits are really, really, really good. Abilities, I should say, are really, really good in the trait. So you tend to want to like focus heavily in one area.
Ready, Commander.
But sometimes, like with Bloody Doves here. Ooh, by the way, this is the mod designer. That's his actual picture from years ago. With him, he's already gotten Battlelord and Bulwark. So the next one that I do, and you notice once you've selected 2, yeah, I guess you can't do 3 abilities in each their own separate trait, because once you've selected your second trait in a different ability, it locks out the others. You see that we don't have the ability to select any traits here. Now why it keeps going that to here, I don't know, because once I choose one of these, then these go away. Anyway, we'll see all that as we go further on down. I don't want to spend too much time in doing the base explaining stuff, especially for people that they're like, hey, I know how to do this already. These are the mechs that I have here, and we can actually kind of take a, you can see their look here. We can spin it around. You can see what it looks like. Bear in mind, this is to scale, as it were. You see these people up here in the gantry, and this guy over here in the gantry. Yeah, that's to scale. This particular hunchback-looking kind of, mech here, the Nova. This little person fits in a cockpit over here, I want to say, up here. Yeah, right in here. So you can imagine the scale of this thing in compare, overall in battle. And these things get larger. These are all lights. The 25, 30, and 35 tons are lights, and the 45, 50, and 50 are medium size mechs. There's still 2 other weight categories, heavy and assault, each which are that much larger looking and bulkier, have more armor, more weapons, etc. This we can give a quick breakdown. This will tell you at a quick glance how good this type of vehicle is. This mech is. Tells you what its name is. It also comes with a secondary designation like the Wolverine. This is called the Wolverine 2C, but it's also called the Conjurer. That's its name here. This is the Nova, which is called something else, but I forget now. Ice Ferret, the Adder, Kid Fox, and Mistlings. By the way, all of these are clan vehicles. With this particular game, and I didn't go through this, it would have taken like the whole entire video episode to just do the start of the game. There's a whole bunch of things you can select in order to determine what your starting position is on the map, what you start with, who you start with, all that kind of stuff. So all the starting stuff I did, already went through a couple of days. You saw it was January 3rd. I already went through a couple of days, but I actually lucked out big time on what I start with, and also what I have been able to pick up through a couple of days of play there. There's a couple of vehicles I've gotten here too. These are all lights, and they're all what they're considered inner sphere. They're ready to go. If I had the room, which we don't. We have 3 bays. If I want more mechs that I could, choose from and be able to utilize, I need to open up these extra bays, which is why I'm researching getting the repaired power conduits completed here. So anyway, back to the mechs and all. You can select and see what each one's like. This Nova, for example, great at close range with what it has, and its weapons. Has a whole bunch of ER medium lasers. They're actually kind of long range, so yeah, which is why it's good at close, medium, and long range. Its weapons do go out pretty far. ER stands for extended range medium laser. The C stands for clan. Has clan double heat sinks in here. That's why its heat efficiency not great. Hovering over here, you see the tooltip pops up, and that's why further over, or the more filled in it is, the better. The less filled in it is, the worse it is. So heat efficiency, you see, we have enough heat sinks that we can remove 114 points of heat. If I alpha strike, meaning I fire off every single one of my weapons, we will generate 216 heat. So that's 100 heat left over nearly, 102 heat precisely. That's left over. And if we jump, we do have jump jets, that generates an additional 15 heat. So if we jump and then alpha strike, we got 117 heat sitting there. There's a heat gauge, where if your heat goes over certain points, and trust me, 117 points of heat is too much, your mech could potentially shut down, meaning it's just too hot. It's like your car, your car gets too hot, it'll just blip, it'll stop. It's like, nope, not going anymore. That could happen if you're carrying ammunition, if you have a ballistic or missile weapon, or artillery that has ammo for it. That ammo could get too hot and cook off and blow up, and if it explodes whatever location it's in, could get removed. And besides shutting down and that, ammunition blowing up too, get to a certain point as well, I think the heat can actually cause damage to your internal structure. The mechs all have a certain amount of armor, which in this case we get 800 points of armor spread all throughout different parts of its body here. It's got 2 different arms, 2 different torsos, left and right torso, head, center torso, 2 different legs. So there's 8 different parts. Wait, 2, 4, 6, 8, yeah, 8 different parts, plus 3 rear locations, so 11 total locations that 800 points of armor is spread about in different ways. The rear armor may have less than the front, for example. And then we also have a certain amount of structure available. So too much heat, you keep getting your structure affected. If the structure is removed, then that section is destroyed. So even if you don't have ammo, if the heat gets too much, and let's say, I don't know, it doesn't really matter, but the heat gets too much and does damage to your structure, it could remove a body part. And you see how things are connected here. If you get torsos, left and right torsos, destroyed, the accompanying arm also falls off. So even if your arm hasn't taken much damage, if your left torso is gone, it gets removed because you lose all the internal structure, the left arm goes away too. And all your weapons go on certain locations as well. You can kind of see here, H is head. We got some things in the head. CT is center torso. There's certain things in here too. Won't go into all specifics on that. RA is right arm. That's where we got a whole bunch of our ear and medium lasers. We got right torso, left arm. That's where the rest of our ear and medium lasers are located. Left torso, right leg, left leg. Yeah, this is a good mech, but the amount of weapons it has on here, and eventually I'll work on it to remove those extra ear and medium lasers and replace them with double heat sinks and other things. Heat efficiency is just abysmal. But the planet type that you're on may also affect your heat too. If you're on a lava planet, it's going to generate more heat, and you're going to have a difficult time removing heat. If you're on an ice planet, it's actually your heat's not going to affect you quite so much because it's so cold out. So yeah, there's different things to worry about there. Movement, speed is life. The faster you can move, the better. This is overall durability. It takes into account how much armor and structure you've got. Also how much movement you're capable of. You may have a lot of armor, but if you don't really move, if you're like super slow, mechs, you can see here the movement, mechs move really, really fast. Its max sprint is 210 meters per minute, I want to say, or something like that. I don't know. There's a... You can break it down to like kilometers per hour. I wouldn't say that's 210 kilometers. Might be like half that, maybe. But anyway, the faster you move, the better off, more durable you are. And you can see the difference between these two mechs here, the Nova Prime versus the Wolverine 2C. We'll just call it instead of the Conjurer. The Wolverine, not much in the way of weapons. And we can take a look at that and see, yep, has a large pulse, two ER medium lasers, 2 Streak 2s, SRM 2s. So it's got 2 missiles and a large pulse, which is it's kind of a long range weapon, but not terribly so. The Nova Prime, much better in that regards. However, its heat efficiency is so good. Heat seeking, it will remove 66 heat. If you jump and also do your alpha strike, you'll generate total 36 heat. Whereas this guy, you jump and to fire every single weapon, it's 117 heat. It's immensely different there. So, yeah, you can see there's some differences here. Ice Ferret, it runs like ice. You can see, you can jump and actually, you can fire everything, jump, and still not generate heat. As long as you're on a neutral, temperature neutral planet. If you're on a fire planet, lava or something like that, yeah, you might be generating more. But you see, we got different mechs here. We got a really small one here. This is only 25 ton, and again, you can see kind of the difference here. This mech is up to this 3rd gantry almost, while this one just below it. You can tell the lethality typically based upon the size, and we'll see some large stuff down the road too. Without getting too deep in the weeds here, let's finish the rest of these here, and then we'll go and do a mission so you can see what this is all about. This is our Argo ship. This is what we can do to upgrade it. We're currently working on the power system. Right? Yeah, we're currently working on that. The next set of upgrades, anything that's in yellow is already been completed, or in this case, is being worked on. Anything in white is what we can do next. There's a lot of stuff you can see that we can work on. We got a whole entire section just for the ship itself, for handling its power system, its overall structure, at drive. This is how fast it's able to move in system and stuff like that. How many people, the haptopods, how many people you can have. Currently, barracks, I think, are maxed out. Oh, we had 12 total berths, only which 9 are currently in use. But if we want more pilots, and you do want more pilots, because we can field a whole bunch of mechs, a whole bunch of vehicles. If mechs get damaged enough, people might get hurt, injured. They may get placed out of work for a little bit. You want other reinforcements, people to come in and say, "Hey, let me take over for you." You may also have people that are strictly, I only run vehicles, that's all. So you may have a mission where you're like, well, let's just take a bunch of vehicles with us and a few mechs. So you definitely want enough personnel. That's why you want more habitat pods. Command control. This is overall how the ship handles combat. How many mechs and battle armor we can have in a battle. How many tanks. How much we can actually drop. We mentioned weight for everything. With too many mechs, that might be too much weight that can be handled by the dropship, by our Leopard. So we need to reinforce scaffolding, make sure that the bays, hangar bays, are able to withstand a heavy or even assault mech walking around here. So there's things we got to do in there. And this is our combat deployment. Kind of feeds off of this here, in all honesty. But this is our repair. This is how many mech bays you saw. We only have the 1 mech bay available. We want more mech bays available. This is our training for our pilots while we've got downtime, while we're shifting shipping off from one system to another. If they're doing nothing, they could be sitting in a training module and getting better, or get some experience. Med bays, recreation. This is all stuff that will help improve our overall morale. There's different things that we can utilize. But currently, like I said, we're working on the repair power conduits. This is the map. Now, first time viewing, you might get kind of glazed eye and be like, "Holy cow, what does all this mean?" The different colors, and you can kind of make out the house insignia behind each. These are the different houses. There's 5 separate houses. You have the Federated Sons, Lyran's, right? Yeah, Lyran Commonwealth, House Merrick, Lao, Draconis Combine. You've also got, you see, there's other colors here, and you can also see some faint symbols here as well. There's other little periphery type empires out here as well too, that each have their own wants and needs. And then we got their colors up here. This is where the clan invaded, kind of drove, you can see, kind of drove a wedge into here. This is a flat 2-dimensional representation of the universe. Yes, I know the universe does not lay on a 2D type map plane, but this just makes it easier for the game to kind of handle where you're going and what you're doing and stuff like that. The planets also, that was the only one that was glowing. Also, there's stuff that goes on in here. Like, for example, this, you can see Clan Ghost Bear has this planet, Setibal. It's a desert planet, which means it'll be hotter than normal. There's an add-on that this mod uses where planets can change hands, can be captured, or move from one faction to another. Currently, this one, you see the Draconis Combine has 14 units in here. Clan Ghost Bear only has 9. It's being rated by Karita. If they succeed, that might pull it into the Karitan sphere. It might switch over from the white Clan Ghost Bear to the red Draconis Combine. We'll see that more and more as it fires off and cool stuff happens. There's also, you can see, like, Outreach. Not going to get into the weeds on all this, but this is a mercenary company, Little Dragoons. This is their home planet. We've got, that's an abandoned planet. That's why it doesn't have any color. Comstar Hattings. This is Comstar's main planet. I want to say there's one here. That's the Compelling Confederation. I said House Loud, Compelling Confederation. Oh, planetary government. So there's some planets that are actually not part of any house here. Trying to find Terra, actual Earth. It's kind of in the middle here. I don't know. Is that Hastings or Hattings? No, Small Rocky. There used to be a search feature, and I want to say no, not here. There is a search feature, but I don't know where it's at. There's a way to like search and go like, I need to find a planet. Because there's some planets that you do want to go to check out and see what's what, Like Outreach, you do want to go to eventually because there's some cool stuff there. I don't think Terra got taken over by anybody. No, can't have. Comstar, Tukiid. Not going to get in the weeds, but that's a very, very famous planet in the books and the overall story. Ark Royal, Clan Wolf in Exile. Yeah, all kinds of cool stuff. Anyway, we are on this planet here, which will give us the specifics on, like, what's what and whatnot. I don't know. Oh, because I indicated I want to go there. We not really want to go there. But anyway, that's the map in a nutshell. We'll get into more of that. Command staff. These are all different people we can kind of talk to. Captain's quarters. Already gone through this. This is where you can paint your mech. you can kind of determine what your colors are, and also what your insignia is, company name, things like that. And we have a memorial. where if anybody dies, they're put here on the memorial wall. We hope that doesn't happen. All right, Command Center, we're going to pick up a mission. We're going to do this BTA live fire exercises. You can see the specifics on here, what it is. It'll end up being an escort mission. There's also an add-on in this mod that pilots have other specializations other than what we saw in the barracks, other individual specializations. This is what those specializations can kind of help do and stuff like that. You can read through the specifics on there, but it tells you what type of mission it is. This tells you the type of planetary environment you're going to be dealing with. So this will tell you, hey, you can be in an area where you might be dealing with more heat, or is it nice and cold? Helps you determine, because information is key in this game, helps you determine what type of mechs vehicles you want to bring. Right now, we're kind of stuck with what we got, but later on, when we have more bays available and more mechs, we may have different options. We may decide, if it's a hot world, let's just take mechs that have ballistic and missile weapons. Let's try to stay away from energy weapons. If we're on a world that I don't know, helps magnify, improve, or increase the effectiveness of energy weapons, well, let's take mechs that have all energy weapons, that kind of thing. This is how much money we get. This is our agreed upon salvage rights. The first number is how many I get to choose. The second number is how many the host gets to choose. I say host, whoever's hosting the actual contract. All these missions will give you a breakdown of what it is, what the mission's about, and stuff like that. And this is Darius, our XO rather. He's our guy that we'll be hearing from. Let's go ahead and start it up. This will be a simple, easy mission. Basically, I'll tell you, we get 330,000 bucks, and any damage gets automatically repaired by the host of the contract. So we have different lances. We're currently on Lance A. We have Lance B, which you notice these two are locked. Back on the engineering thing, they're upgrades to the ship. We can unlock these and bring more mechs. So currently we can only bring 6, but we could bring up to 8. And then Lance C, this is for our tanks, I want to say. We can only bring 2 tanks, which we don't have any. And we can also unlock and bring more. Actually, this might be for, not tanks, maybe it might be for battle armor. Oh, I see. So this one, Lance A, can be all mechs, or 2 mechs, 2 tanks, 2 mechs, 2 BA, I'll say, for battle armor, or a combination of 2 mechs plus whatever else. Lance B, and I don't know what these are, but possibly the same as these. No BA, no battle armor. Lance C, strictly battle armor. That's what the little insignia is down there. So I gotcha. Been a while since I've actually played this, and to be honest, I'm playing this, but I think we're going to be redoing this. I'll be redoing this campaign, because in a matter of a couple of weeks, Bloody Doves indicated that the new update is going to come to this mod, this overall modification, that is going to negate out any saves. So this is basically just going to give a taste, and then the real thing will probably hit, in a matter of weeks here. But we'll get through it. I'll get through a few missions on here. So let's just go ahead and I'll just double click just to send all of the mechs down. Right, there we go. Worst case scenario, I just drag and drop. All right, so now we actually have to drag mech warriors and put them in place here. My guy, I'm not going to put them in the Nova because Battle Lord is silly, because I'll generate extra heat, but I don't need extra heat. Ice Ferret might be the better deal for me in here, because you're a PPC, having an extra chance to hit. Granted, the extra heat will be rather but extra chance to hit, yeah, I think we'll put you in the Ice Ferret. Bloody Doves, probably put you in the Conjurer, yeah. kind of know these symbols by heart, but you can always hover over and see what they specifically are, and that'll help you out and figure where you want your pilots to be. By the way, one of the other abilities that your pilots have too, when you assign a pilot to a mech, they will actually gain an affinity to that mech. It's like, consider like, you drive your car day after day after day, and then your friend comes up and goes, hey, drive my Hummer. Let's say that you're not driving a Hummer normally, you're driving just a standard car. Here, drive my Hummer for me. You don't know, I mean, you know how to drive the Hummer, sure, but it's not, you don't have an affinity towards it like you do your car, your own personal vehicle. And in fact, if you drive your own personal vehicle enough, you know what all the quirks are about it. You know what any weird noises it makes, or if it makes a weird noise, there might be something wrong. That's what pilot affinity is. This is each mission that you have a pilot in a mech, they gain an affinity towards that mech. So if you keep putting that person in that same mech over and over and over again, they have more of an affinity toward that mech. They get some bonuses, some abilities and stuff like that. So we'll try to keep Light Fingers and Ice Ferret as much as possible here until we get new mechs. So let's see. Yeah, I don't see anybody that's got an ability to cool off a mech, so I'm honestly just going to we'll put Scorch in with the Nova. The name is apt to that. By the way, these little icons mean something too. Like this is you, the commander. This is your rank, what you are. We got some veterans on our team here. This is the Kickstarter backer, which they are, well, I don't know, they may be Kickstarter backers. But like Shade here, he's a Ronin. It's a unique character. So, not all pilots have a unique designator. Ronin are unique, definitely. If you fire them, or as you see here, if you fire them or they get killed, they're gone. They've got a flag saying, hey, if this happens, don't ever get to see them. So if you hire a Ronin, you kind of want to hold on to them. Usually have a special voice and whatnot, kind of look too. The Kickstarter backers, back when this game was in its development phase, they actually kickstarted it and got a whole bunch of money. And one of the things that depending on how much money you put towards, you could be in the game. So all these people, I believe, are all Kickstarter backers. I say I believe because the option I chose was the BTA crew. So I mean, I don't know if they really were Kickstarter backers. This insignia may just be put on here because they're the BTA crew. But in any event, let's move onward here. So we got Adder. That's kind of a bit of a heat. Monger as well. We'll put Ether. Sorry, on there. Ether or Ether? Put Revistay in our mislinks. He has a target prediction. I try to put him in quick mechs that go first because his special ability, when he has this available, he wants to put this on right away. You'll see, if you read through it, you'll see it gives your lance mates +2 accuracy for the remainder of the turn. So you want him to go first and pop that ability, so everybody else coming up after him also have, get a +2 bonus. He doesn't get that, but everybody else does. LBX, ER large. We could put Tainted Loki in there, I feel. Because he has a special ability, the multi-target. He can fire up to 3 distinctly different targets in a turn. And this Kit Fox has got long-range item. It's autocannons. I forget what the LBX stands for. Lupulin Ballistics, maybe? X autocannon. It's long range. You can see its optimal range is 360. Its max range is 720. The streak, you can see, is much shorter, 140 optimal, 280 max. ER large laser, also long range, optimal 400, max 700. So he's got 2 long range weapons and 2 short range weapons. The small pulse is also short range too, 110. So if there's like, a target way out at range and then a target real close by him, I could use the multi-target, fire the long range weapons at the long range target, fire the short range weapons at the short range target. I think we are done here at this point. I'm going to go ahead and say save. I'll say this is a standard layout. You can save your loadouts to make this easier, because as you can see, we got 6. We could have up to 8. We could have up to 12. So you don't have to be going through this each and every time. It does remember the next time we go through this, so long as everybody is healthy and all my mechs are good to go, the next mission I go on, everything will be here. But if we change things up a little bit, if we run a mission where it's like, okay, your drop tonnage is, you can only run lights, and you're stuck to 200 tons total for drop tonnage. There's some missions that say that, that give you limitations and stuff like that. We may have to go, okay, let's get a light lance type layout, and I can save it, call it light lance. So when you have that type of situation, boom, load up light lance, and it's got everybody and all the mechs in place there. Makes things so much quicker and easier. We shall deploy, and this is going to take a while before we finally get into the mission. All this talking, and I appreciate you guys kind of hanging with me here. Again, for those that I already know how to play BattleTech. I just want to see you play BTA 3062. Apologize. We'll get into the good stuff here. Now, right off the bat, I want to say I am not any super duper guy at this. There are other people that play this game so much better than I do. But I am recording this because I like this game, and I want everybody else to kind of see too how have everybody else see how this game goes. Kind of gives you the specifics there again. Darian, what he's saying. Our main objective, we have to get to this convoy and escort them to safety. Tips are up in the top left corner. There we go.
Command interface initiated.
Now, there's not, well, there are some voice lines, but basically you can see what Darius has to say here. Basically, there's a light lance of urban mechs, which is a light, it's a light mech. Typically has a lot of armor, some pretty heavy weapons, moves slow. The upshot of this mission is just strictly, it's just a practice mission. That's all it really is. So all the damage that we take, quote unquote take, it's just like a computer game, basically, is what we're playing at this point. This is where we need to go. And we can even see a target there. Ooh, Kellhound, Zikri. So this is, I think it's the quote unquote the Kellhounds. I don't think it really is the Kellhounds, but anyway. So we're in, there's 2 different type of phases. One is no enemy discovered. Everybody just moves sprint speed to try to get to the objective. There's no time limit typically. No time limit. So we just go at our own speed. Our goal is to get up to here, capture that, and then the convoy we need to escort will show up. But in this case, we're in the other phase where enemy has been sighted, and therefore we're in this initiative style movement phase. There's 10 initiative phases. Faster mechs tend to go quicker. So we do have a mech already that's able to
Waiting for orders.
go first here. Revistay, he's in the mislinks. He goes at initiative 10. However, I know there's an enemy there. I'm just going to go in reserve, which puts everybody that could go in that initiative phase to a later phase. We're going to keep doing that until I see the enemy move. If he moves. You can see we're counting down, going from 7 to 6. The enemy's reserving as well. See that popped up, enemy reserved, you return. So he's doing the same thing I'm doing. That's okay.
Waiting for
Sometimes
the
this
shot.
is all you want to do. Our evasion, so EVA is a 8 for everybody. Everybody starts at that level. The higher the number, the more difficult it is to hit you. So you want a high evasion level. You also want a high DR, damage reduction. That's how much any damage incoming, that's how much getting reduced by. That's usually based on your speed, what terrain you're in. You know, if you're like in a forest, you have pretty high, you have a higher damage reduction, or behind mountains or things like that. So there's some people, most people have 20%. We got 32, 32, 39, somebody's at. But we're going to keep doing this until it's turn 1. So at this point, we do want to move.
Ready,
Definitely
Commander.
want to at least
Ready for
move
orders.
out there and see what's what. I'm moving him because he has a active probe. May actually use it. Probably not. But let me get these APODs, anti-personnel pods, activated. You can see this is where we can move. It's also going to be kind of how our mech torso is set up. Oh, I didn't realize it has this kind of thing. There must be something new. I have not played this in some time. I don't know if you're able to see it fully, but it does give like a colorized map breakdown of what we're encountering here. It doesn't really, the map doesn't rotate, but it does kind of show me relatively where I am. Anyway, we move around, we can see, it gives me the breakdown of like what our evasion will be at the end of the move, and also what our damage reduction is. So 20% wherever we go, best we can get is a 5 evasion. There's also, you can see these concentric circles here, even way out there. They all correspond to weapon radius, my component, the active probe radius, other things. They can be all confusing the first time you play, but once you get into it, it makes things a little bit easier. This dashed line indicates that I will have line of sight on the target, but I may not be able to shoot it because all my weapons are too short of a range. That's okay. Now, once I've selected, I've left-clicked, and I can now determine how my torso, how my mech will be facing. Now, this is important if one side is getting banged up more than the other. You can look down here, you can see you have different locations that get hit, and also, you got left and right. Corresponds with which way you're facing here. Actually, corresponds with which way I'm facing here, because this is the rear. That's what we're kind of. Let me zoom in here. You can actually see. You can see this is the rear, and then if I turn towards the front, this is the left side and the right side. Weird, I know, but it considers the side based upon what you are sitting in the mech as. So when we're sitting in the mech, this is the left side, that's the right side. It makes a difference when you're getting shot at. So if I want to, say, show my left side, I can turn my torso this way. You can see that this arc, I can't really show it too well with the mouse cursor, but you can see the arc kind of moves around depending upon which way I turn. This is where front is facing, and the torso has a limited movement, way it can turn about 180 degrees, I guess. But in this case, we can face them head on for right now. Refresh. Oh, two battle mechs, or urban mechs rather. Yeah, two battle mechs for sure, but we can even kind of take a look and see what's what with them. If I right click, you can tell how damaged they are. This is also weapons they have, just an LRM-15 on each. It's a long-range missile. 15 has 15 missiles that will fire out. So definitely, this is a long-range type of mech. I want to get into these mechs' faces because they won't be able to fire the long-range missile. They have a minimum range that they can actually fire. Sorry, my voice is getting lost here. So we have moved here like so, where we can't fire because we're out of range. Everything's just out of range here at this point. I think this is my range. We have a clan flamer. Does it click to toggle weapon? No. Doesn't show the range here. I thought it did. Oh yeah, there it is. 90. So its minimum is 0. Short range is 30 meters. Medium range is 60 meters. Long range is 90 meters, and its max range they could potentially fire out is 120 meters, which that's this right here. That's 120 meters away. We're too far away. Machine guns, same thing, short range. We have anti-missile systems, which that's good against these long-range missiles. We'll see these kind of light up. It also has a tag, which also beyond the range. It's beyond range. But we can tag these guys. So anyway, the only thing we can do is just brace. Now he has to move. In this case, this is one side than the other goes. AMS. Knocking down missiles. We move pretty far. We only got hit by 1.
Reporting.
Point
Minimal damage.
9 got shot down by AMS.
Ready, Commander.
So now I can move somebody that actually, you can see this line is now red, not dotted. We actually have the ability to fire. We're going to move here. We have an invasion of 4. And again, just face straight.
Moving,
straight
Commander.
up. Don't care. This is the Wolverine 2C. We're going to select that guy. This is the only thing that's in range. Automatically, the game does all the figuring for you, shows what you know is available. Our heat level is here. I guess maximum heat would go up to 250. This does 30 heat. We're able to sink. We're able to remove 45 heat. So our movement generates heat, like 6 heat or something like that. And the heat of the weapon combined, it's all going to be removed by the mech anyway. You can see the breakdown on why the hit chance is what it is. There's a certain percentage amount for your gunnery level. Where the weapon is located also determines, gives you, in this case it's a -1 for where it's mounted, which I'm not sure where it's at. Not a big deal. Height difference. Actually, no, I think it's in the hand, so it's a +1, I want to say. Yeah, you actually want a lower number, I think. Anyway, the weapon mount is good. The height difference were actually higher in comparison to the other mech there, so we have a bonus there. Weapon accuracy, it's a large pulse laser. It has a bonus when it fires. However, we're firing at max range, so that's a huge penalty. We moved, that's a bit of a penalty. Enemy effects, there must be something going on with the mech, which that's a bit of a penalty. And the size, the urban mech is small, very small. So our shot modifier is actually a +5, so not great, but we will fire it off anyway. 63% chance to hit is better than not taking a shot. Any shots not taken are a miss.
Sending message.
And we actually hit. Did 50 points of damage and 5 internal.
Aye.
Our Nova, which has a whole bunch of near and medium lasers, which I don't think will actually be able to
Copy that.
get into combat here. Yeah, it says we are out of range. So we shall brace.
Waiting for orders.
I have my guy, Lightfinger. We're going to move our full. We have an
Moving to
ERPVC,
position.
which is a very long-range weapon. And again, it's heat level. 48 heat, but we sink out 54. So even with our movement, we're not generating any heat at all. Also, not so good to hit. 59.2%, but we will take it.
Roger that.
It's a miss. This is almost a coin flip, so in that case we missed.
Yeah?
This mech, she has 2 ERPPCs. Let's add her. It's actually a bit of a lighter mech than what I'm currently driving, but I also have other weapons and more armor. So we're able to get a shot off. We can fire both at 60%. You'll notice each generates 48 heat, so that's 96 heat. We only sink 54 heat. So you can see with our movement stuff, yeah, we have a total heat left over there of 36. If we go above that red line, they start yelling at you. And like I said, if it goes too high up, it can actually slow you down. It goes too high, you won't be able to move quite as far. Ammo might explode. Internal structure may get damaged. Your mech may shut down. But since we're not going to, we're still below the red line, we'll take both at 60% right now.
Confirmed.
And both miss, which, ugh.
Targeting systems janky.
Yeah. Sure it's not the pilot?
Yep.
Yeah. That kind of reminds me of XCOM, where you have such a good chance to hit, but no.
Roger.
Now, something I want to point out too, I have friendly fire on as well. So you can see my fire is going to go pretty dangerously close to Ether's mech here. If I was behind Ether's mech, I could still fire at the enemy mech, but there could be a chance I might hit her mech in the rear. So you want to be careful when you're firing your weapons. Weapon heat, we got 30 plus 8. This is a ballistic weapon. Doesn't generate that much heat. Generates some, but not a lot. You can see the amount of heat. We will sink 45 heat. If you fire everything, that's 38 heat plus what we moved. Yeah, it's not enough to worry about. We're firing cluster ammunition. I don't think we have anything else yet. Click in here. There's 2 types of ammo. Yeah, left mouse button, next mouse button. There's a cluster. Cluster's like a shotgun effect, so we're not going to do a lot of damage with this LBX, but we will do something.
Target confirmed.
And you saw we did. The little numbers that came up, that's the damage that was done.
Solid connection on that one.
And we actually hit and did some damage to their internal structure. You can see when you hover over, white is armor, orange is their structure, or well, in this case orange, gray is their structure if it's not been hit yet. In this instance here, we're doing pretty good.
Orders.
Let's get Reviste up into combat here. He needs to move up as far as he can.
Acknowledged.
Probably won't hit, but that's okay. We can tag 42%. That's better than nothing. That will help in at least allowing the ability to, as you can see here on the left-hand side, target acquisition gear tag grants 1 on attacks against the tag unit. So this will actually help improve all of our guys' ability to fire.
Firing on target.
We missed though. It's not tagged. Oh no, tag acquired. My bad. So they are tagged. We're gonna get a couple of missiles hit, a couple points of damage.
Hey, watch the paint, pal.
Another 9 missiles shot down by AMS.
Yep.
AMS is great, as you can see. The fact that I have at least 1 mech with AMS is pretty awesome. The idea here is we want to keep moving as much as we possibly can. We're going to go and overheat, which we don't want to do. So I just want to fire 1. I see I can toggle off 1 weapon. I want to toggle off an ERPPC. You actually see the heat kind of drops. We're still generating heat based on the ERPPC and movement, but we also sink more heat than the ERPPC itself and movement generates, so it'll drop by a little bit. You can see our target has lost all its armor on its left arm, which that's all it's there, is just a left arm. Its missiles are in the left arm? Yeah, left arm, or right arm rather. that's for what we need to be shooting at, but we don't have... We didn't really get to choose where we shoot at necessarily. But we did some damage, as you can see, to the right torso. If we destroy the right torso, the LRM falls off as well. So let's hope for a good
Okay, I'm on it.
shot.
How'd that taste?
Right arm destroyed, LRM gone. So that mech is useless now. It doesn't have any weapons. Yeah, I kinda
Good to
figured
go.
I'd do that. So now we want to focus on this guy here. I'm going to come around this way. You can see there's some dust clouds here. That's going to impair our ability to fire.
Position confirmed.
In fact, we can hover over here and it'll tell us that's long range, high differential. It's actually higher than we are. Target also moved. Yeah, not a big deal there. That +2 is probably for this, firing through that. We'll take the shot because for us, there's no heat getting generated for these two items. And again, missed shots, or no shots, or missed shots. We only have 14 shots with the LBX, so we kind of be careful with that. But that's fine. This thing's not going to last 14 turns.
Copy that.
Indeed. We did hit. That percentage chance was for each individual shotgun blast, as it were, to hit the urban mech, the enemy mech.
Ready, Commander.
Alright. Now we can move him. Let's move to here.
Moving, Commander.
Not attack ground. So we had two choices. The already damaged urban mech, which large pulse will have no problems hitting. The intermediate lasers, less than a coin flip. The streak SRM2s, also less than a coin flip. But the nice thing about streaks are, if the attack would miss, they don't fire. So they don't generate heat, they don't use ammunition. Up here, we have a less of a chance to hit with all of our stuff. So let's just hit the already damaged mech and
Using primary target.
go to town. And you saw we fired right over the head of Ravistay here.
Yes, Commander.
I'm sure he was sweating bullets there a little bit. Okay, now you see this color has changed. Red means we're attacking their front. Blue means we're attacking their flank. In this case, that urban mech's right flank, which means we're more apt to hit their right arm and right torso. We won't even hit their left arm, left torso, left leg, because that's on the other side. We're going to take that because I want to start. It's good to start working on one side of a mech and knock that down, because the quicker you can eliminate a side, typically means that's the weapons you're removing and stuff like that. 52% chance, coin flip. Let's
Copy
see.
that.
Nope,
No luck.
that's all right.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have Scorch kind of run up here. I gotta be very careful because, as you can see, if we move here, we're firing right over the head of Bloody Doves there, and Revistay. So if we miss, we might actually hit them. If I kind of go off to an angle like so, less of a chance of actually hitting them on a miss. And if I were to move over here, no chance, but you see where it breaks down to like a yellow? That means we're not able to see that mech quite as easily, so there's less of a chance to hit. 35% chance in this case. If we move here, 48% chance. You can see the difference. So we're going to go here, face them.
Moving out.
Now, everything's selected. Overheat alert. And you can see how far over the bar we are. That's what I was talking about with this Nova. This thing generates mad heat. So I have to toggle off a bunch of these in order to not cook myself. There we go. So we can fire off about 7 of these suckers. Let's do just that.
Roger that.
And it looks like 2 or 3 of them actually hit. We destroyed the left arm.
Nice. Got
Now
past
has
his armor.
No more arms.
Receiving you.
Alright. So this, our little guy here, we are going to, I'm going to get in behind this mech here, like so.
Acknowledged.
But here's what I'm going to do. If I do an active active probe ping. I will sensor lock this mech and this mech, more importantly, which also I think knocks down some of their evasion too. Instead of firing at this mech here, which is pretty much dead, useless anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and do that, negate this mech.
Got a lock.
That's the mech that got sensor locked. Got the missiles hit. Could have been worse.
Just scuffed my paint.
If I hadn't done that ping, that would have interfered with their sensors. I think probably more rockets could have hit me.
What do you need?
Okay, we are going to move you. Let's move here. That puts you in
I'll do what I can.
deep in the winds, but that's right. And again, just one here PPC. Heat drops down just a tad. Actually, I think it goes up. Yep. That's my
I
really
missed.
effective target. This is the pretty much useless mech, but they can still do physical attack, do a charge on me, and actually bump heads with me.
Orders. Move into position.
Yeah, these aren't going to hit too easily. Again, the streak misses. It doesn't fire. It doesn't generate heat. But let's see what happens here up there. Yeah, let's see if we can't continue this.
Target.
There we go. They're stressed. The pilots, even our pilots, can get stressed in the middle of battle, concerned or whatever, to the point where they
Ready,
get too
Commander.
stressed. They can actually just bail. They may just say, "Oh, I'm out of here," and pull the chute, as it were, and get out of their mech.
Moving, Commander.
So we can fire in this urban mech and finish it. We can fire on here. Let's knock an ER medium laser off. Even though streaks probably won't fire, I don't want to generate that much heat. And again, we could really finish that mech if we wanted to. But I need to start working on this mech up here. Nice. Taking away their armor.
Ready for orders. Position confirmed.
Firing upward, so these aren't going to hit too easily, but that's all right. Still taking
Firing a full salvo.
PPD or PPC hit, did a ton of damage. Also, PPCs, particle projection cannons, interfere with sensors, so they make it more difficult for that enemy to fire at you. To actually
Receiving
hit.
you.
We're going to kind of move down to here.
Coordinates received.
We're going to fire the soon-to-be dead mech here, and you see generating too much heat that can't be synced out, so I got to knock it down to 4 here medium lasers. Hurry them in. Destroy those heat sinks. Move point.
Oh yeah.
He's panicked now. Life is not good for him.
Ready for orders.
So, what does it take? Nah, I don't want to do a kick. So let's move here. Fire on this guy here. Actually, let's do our target protection prediction. You can see what it does. +2 for the remainder of the turn. No, this turn. Actually, for all of my lance mates, the other 5 people on my team. We want to go ahead and do that. In the meantime, you can see how damaged the thing is. It does have either arm, and its torsos are pretty badly damaged. That only has 2 more internal structure left. This has 18 internal structure. The center torso is also pretty banged up. Its left leg too. Flamer's going to fire. Both our machine guns and our light tag is also it's going to tag it. Kind of a but whatever.
Roger that.
just tickled it, really. The Misslinks is kind of like a support mech. It helps support, even though the missiles are being fired at my Nova, it was within the radius of my Misslinks, so that AMS was kind of like a Gatling gun type setup. It just said, no, we're going to swat down on everything that you're firing.
Commander.
I want to move my Kit Fox, actually. You saw I
Yeah?
could have Ether move, but she has long-range weapons.
Standing by.
Which, so does Tainted Loki, but I want to get in position here, so that way I can take this this mech here out. Even though it's a 30% chance, still, like I said, this thing's not going to last.
All weapons.
Left torso destroyed, right torso destroyed.
Okay.
Pilot panicked and ejected. Even though we didn't really technically destroy it. You destroy it by destroying a mech's head. In other words, if you knock a head out in its internals, that means you killed the pilot. So the mech is dead. Or you core it. C-O-R-E, core it. That means you destroy its center torso. There's also inner sphere XL engines that tend to sit in the left and right torso. Oh, excuse me. Coughing attack got me. If you destroy a inner sphere XL
What do
engine
you
in
need?
its left or right torso, the mech is considered dead as well.
On it.
Within flamer range. And honestly, there we go. I was going to say, I need to fire my second near PPC. For this type of odds, yeah. Let's see what happens here. It's almost cored. That's what I was talking about. It only has 30 internal structure. All of its armor is gone on its center torso.
Take this.
Left arm destroyed. So we hit elsewhere, not on the center torso.
Ready, Commander.
That's okay though. And again, the heat. We're going to take off our ER medium lasers. All internals. Left leg destroyed, left torso destroyed.
Delta heavy hit.
They're stressed. When you lose a leg, the mech will fall down. That's what that is there. It's a stability meter. If you fill their stability meter, the mech falls down.
Commander.
Red, in this case, red over the stability meter also means the mech is missing a leg there, so it's very unstable. We're going to do a physical attack kick. This is when you walk up to a mech or vehicle, and literally, because your mech is a humanoid shape, you can do a kick. You can also punch. You can also, if you have a weapon in your hand, some mechs carry clubs, axes, swords. You can use a weapon. You can also charge, meaning you move at a full sprint, and you end up running into the other mech. Now, charging does damage to you as well, but does more damage against them. The rest don't do any damage to you. Kicks only, well, if a mech was standing, if your enemy is standing, a kick only kicks their legs. Sometimes you want to do that, because as you saw, when something loses its leg, it falls down, goes boom. In this case, a kick will be against their entire body. Punch is on their torso up, will not affect their legs at all. And you can't punch a downed mech or a vehicle. Weapon, same thing as a punch. It's just a weapon will do more damage than a punch does, because you actually have an item that actually has some weight to it, some heft, and that will do even more damage to a mech. But we're gonna do a kick. In this case, we're gonna walk up to it, kick it, and fire off all of our weapons. Again, if the streak misses, it doesn't fire. But you see here, if we're gonna fire off all our weapons, we only generate that much heat. This mech here that I've got, the Ice Ferret, lives up to its name.
On the move.
Engine destroyed, pilot incapacitated.
Target eliminated.
We're still firing
Oh,
off. So, yeah, that mech is just
Hope we can salvage that.
toast, not salvageable. Alrighty, so now we gotta
Ready
actually
for orders.
move. Let's sprint. The whole entire time we've just been moving. We could also sprint or even jump. It's hot here. I really don't want to jump. I can
Affirmative.
avoid it, but jumping can get you to a higher location or a different location or even over an obstacle. You can even do an attack. That's called death from above, where you actually try to jump on top of a enemy.
Standing by.
We're gonna run into the
Aye, aye.
capture zone.
Position confirmed.
I'm just moving all my guys right up to it.
On it. Copy that.
Alright, everything moved up. And now phase 2. Let's see what Darius is saying there. This is the convoy now that we need to protect. I think we'll actually run them ourselves, I think. Yeah, I see them. So we need to get them to their escape point, which is... where do we escort to destination? This is the escort zone, so we need to get everybody here.
Standing by.
Now, it does say there's enemies around, but that's alright. They're down here. Actually, you know what? Let's preserve. So we have a tank.
Ready, Commander.
Commander.
Let's get these vehicles moved. We can actually sprint them. Almost get to the exit point here. So we might as well, yeah. Some of these vehicles that we're controlling now actually have weapons. In this case, this guy has an LRM long-range missile, 10. Means he fires 10 missiles. One hit. That's all we can hope for. This guy has machine guns. We're just gonna run straight towards the exit point. Say we're out of here. Actually, I didn't realize we have sensor locks. We have sensors that we could actually try to sensor lock items. Guys, removes their evasion or drops their evasion down by 2. Makes
Ready,
things a little bit easier. We're just gonna move. So we have on this guy with 2 evasion, 88% chance. That guy we actually have only a 79% chance, but the air-medium lasers have a better chance of hitting. So, and you can see what they have here: 2 machine guns plus a Gauss rifle. It's a big cannon, basically. I'm gonna take the everything firing kind of type deal, and worth it. Everything fired off and hit.
Aye, aye.
Let's go ahead. Well, can we sprint? Yeah, let's sprint. Jumping is sufficient too, but if we don't want to, I don't want to get too hot here. Okay, so only those many air-medium lasers. All right. Looks like 3 or 4 of them hit. I actually got into internals.
Orders.
So I can actually spend some resolve here, which, by the way, this is the resolve meter. That's we have 52 out of 60 resolve, so I can do a precise strike, which will reduce the initiative of this enemy by 1, but also increase the chance to hit from 76 to 90. It's a 15% increase.
Engaging.
Boom. Well worth it. Destroyed the vehicle.
Mech destroyed.
It's flying through the air. Unity, I think, is what this game uses for its graphics engine. I could be wrong on that, though.
Got it.
Alrighty. 2-yard PPCs. We can get that off.
Copy that.
Their sensors are paired, which means when they go to fire,
Yes, Commander.
they're gonna have a hard time of it. We don't need to move. Okay.
Let's hit him hard.
Nice.
That's
Destroyed.
destroyed.
You can see that went away. Destroy enemy. So
Ready to get it on.
we just keep moving everybody.
Move order received.
Now, let's go ahead and say done. We're exiting combat. I'm also going to say let's exit out of this. Oh, can I not save it? Okay, I guess I have to complete it. That's fine.
Ready,
That's fine.
Commander.
What's up, boss?
It's basically saying that
Good work,
there's
Commander.
enemy
Hold
appearing
this
to try to
position until
prevent
the
us from
package is underway.
Got something you want
getting
done?
out of here, but we're going to get everybody out.
What do you need?
What do you need?
Waiting. Good to go.
Alright, everybody's in the extraction zone, so we'll be getting out next turn. We have some enemy over here. We're gonna, actually, no, I can't say
Ready, Commander.
done. Yeah.
Ready, Commander.
So, let's kind of run over and say hi to them. Or begin to say hi to them, I suppose. Actually, we're gonna emergency vent. We're gonna reduce, well actually if I run, that's also gonna reduce heat, so we don't need to worry about that.
Roger.
You can emergency vent. You can emergency vent, meaning as long as you have the resolve to do it, which means that you're basically dumping all your heat that you possibly can, but you don't move. You gotta stand
Copy
still.
that.
Confirmed.
Looks like 2 more enemy, your mech, and another tank.
Last, I see.
Yes, Commander.
We're actually, yeah, we're gonna reserve. Kind of force them, see what they do. Some AMS firing off there left and right.
Come on. Send me a real
Again,
mech warrior.
9 from 15. Pretty steady there. Basically, for each missile being fired, AMS has to roll the chance to hit. It has a really good chance to hit, but you know, I've seen where AMS has missed everything coming at it.
Yep. Yeah?
Revistang.
Good to go.
We want to do this target prediction for everybody, and we want to move you on up.
I copy.
So I could do the active probe again, prevent the demolisher, which has 2 gauss rifles and 2 medium lasers, or we could fire, which really won't do that much. I mean, we can at least tag the urban mech and make things easier. Yeah, let's lay down the active probe.
Sensors locked on.
We're gonna reserve real quick here.
Ready, Commander.
Because I think that is now these guys. We're just gonna brace. Oh wait, we can sensor lock. That's all we can sensor lock. Fine. Fine. Let's do this guy with the MGs. Oh, again, he can't reach. Alright, let's just brace with him. Can he sensor lock? Yes, he can. Also just has MGs. Reduces 2 evasion and also impairs your sensors. You can't over impair sensors, but it's always good
Ready,
to
Commander.
just at least, do just that. At least impair their sensors. So what do we have a better chance at? Demolisher 88. So let's go ahead and do a precise strike on the Demolisher to improve our chances of hitting.
Target.
There you go. Also reduces their initiative by 1 too. So
Good to go.
Run up to them and say hi. We're going to use Battle Lord since we're not running hot at all. 30 extra heat is nothing. As you see, just barely puts us up to the red line.
Aye, aye.
I did some heinous damage on them.
Yep. Heading out.
47 and 47. So let's improve the odds here and do 54.
I'm taking the shot.
Just the 1 ER PPC hit, but that's fine.
Aye, aye.
So 79, 69. Yeah, let's keep going on the Demolisher here.
Fire.
Boom. 1 down.
Tango down.
And now we work on the urban mech. Yep, a few missiles hit, did a little bit of damage, nothing much to it.
I'm here.
Do our precise strikes, that way we can actually get some hits off. 73s, can we get another one? Yep.
The objective is secured, Commander.
So now we can get to the evac zone, or if we just eliminate the last standing enemy, game over. So that's what we're going to do.
Ready to get it on.
So this guy is just we're going to get right into his rear.
Moving to position. Firing at enemy 6.
Tags him, which that's what I really wanted to do.
My flamer is empty.
It also affected them.
What do you need?
Hopefully affected them.
Copy that.
We're only going to be able to get 1 ARPPC off. I'm going to try 2. Overheat.
Attacking from the...
Oh, we're gonna need a medic.
Oh, that. Let's see.
Weapon system down.
Friendly fire hit our mech because it missed them.
Waiting for orders.
Okay, so we got to come over here and kind of take the shot that way. Yeah, that's a bad move on my part there. He did a death from above, but he missed.
Light damage. Holding.
Oh no, he did hit actually. But he fell down. And he ejected because he got panicked.
Mission successful.
Yay! Mission over. So honestly, nothing really bad happened to us other than on the mislinks where I missed my shot with the ARPPC and dramatically affected that guy's day, Revistay's day there, and also the death from above. Ugh. But hey, you know, these things happen. You can have it so a death, not death from above, but the friendly fire doesn't affect you. You can say no, it only affects only the enemy gets friendly fire, meaning that if the enemy misses, they can potentially hit their guys. Success for everything. It cost money for ammo. This is part of the mod too. This is in the actual game, BattleTech, but in the mod, your ammo does cost money for you to replace your ammo. In BattleTech, you don't have to worry about this, so you can fire off all the rounds you want, all no big deal. Here though, yeah, it's just drips and drabs. It's not, this isn't going to necessarily break you per se, but if you get some unlucky missions, potentially. All right, this is all of our mechs. You can see none of these guys took a hit until we get to this page. Oh well, I didn't get to the next page there. Wanted to see well, actually, it doesn't matter with our with this mission. This is the live fire exercise. They repair everything for us for free, so this cost us nothing in repairs. Nor I believe did we actually lose anything. Revistay mentioned that he was losing some components or something like that. If he actually did lose weapon components in a regular mission, yeah, that could be kind of bad. But here for this, I don't think it's a big deal. Yeah, see, replace, refit our damaged destroyed units. Pilots. So if your pilots on this mission took hits, like Revistay, he's now going to go in the metabay for 23 days. We can check out our mechs here, and we should see that, yeah, the mislink's fully repaired. Nothing wrong with it whatsoever. Well, that's how that goes. We made some money. Revistay got injured. So, good thing I have backup pilots, for this. Appreciate you guys watching. We will pick this up next time. Like I said, I'll play through this a little bit so you guys have an idea what's going on. And then when Bloody Doves releases the next patch, if it truly is a save ending patch update, I'll just restart. Not a big deal, but I wanted to at least get this off so that way you guys can, change the pace for me, change the pace for you guys, see what's going on with this game. You guys have a great day. Take care.